Welcome back. I'm Olivia with Olivia's Romantic Home, and in today's video, I am so excited to share with you guys some DIY, Dollar Tree, and thrift store decor crafts. So I love to share with y'all how you can make your homes boutique gorgeous on a budget. I love a romantic style of crafting and decorating, so if you guys love that as well, consider subscribing to my YouTube channel and follow me over my Olivia's Romantic Home Facebook page where I share daily crafting inspiration with you all. Also, happy Valentine's Day. I want to hug all of your hearts so tight. And without further ado, let's go ahead and plug in those glue guns. Get out your glitter and paint, and let's get to crafting. Let's turn some trash into treasure. We're going to create a jumbo Easter egg out of this cardboard box. So I'm just taking one side of the cardboard box. I traced it into a circle just to kind of get a rough idea on the circular shape. And then I'm going to take my scissors and kind of shape it into an oval. I decided to go with some pink chalk paint, and I painted it with 2 layers of the pink chalk paint on both sides of my box. The next thing I'm doing is taking this marker and just making polka dot circles. I'm going to go back in with some white chalk paint and just paint it with some circles. And also with the hue of the paint color with the pink, I ended up going back in and painting it a little bit more of a dusty pink. I think I'm going to go with kind of a dusty pink and blues and greens, shabby chic kind of Easter flow. So anyway, I'm taking and I'm just painting the little polka dots, and you guys could do stripes. You don't even have to do the polka dots, but we're gonna make this jumbo Easter egg. I want to make several of these. I did these with the hearts for Valentine's Day, and my idea for my crafting is to really start creating things that I can use without having, or creating decor without having to spend a lot of money, and also make it really easy to store. So because I'm creating all those hearts out of cardboard boxes, I can simply stack them all together and they'll be really easy to store. So we're going to do the same thing with some of the Easter decor, especially if I do a big Easter tree. I don't want to have tons and tons of extra decorations, and I also like the idea of recycling. Okay, so from the thrift store, I grabbed several bags of this pretty lace, and I'm just using this trim and I'm hot gluing it in and around my little Easter egg. You can also grab lace and trim at Hobby Lobby on clearance. You can also look for old clothing that might have a pretty lace or trim on it that you could trim off. These are just ideas you guys might have. The other thing I did when I did my hearts is I trimmed my hearts with the faux icing spackling. I am out of my spackling right now, so I'm going to get some more of that and probably do some giant cookie Easter egg type looking things. But here is how it is looking so far. I think it's absolutely awesome. All I had to have was some paint, some creativity, and then some pretty trim, and then of course glue and scissors. But this is a craft you guys could totally do with your grandkids. You don't even have to do the trimming on the outside. This is just really extra. I did run a little bit low on that trim because these are just scraps of trim, so I'm taking and making like a little pretty lacy bow, and then I added like a little Victorian kind of detail piece trim to it. Here is how it turned out. So fun and fabulous and so budget friendly, because basically we're just turning trash into treasure. So I hope you guys are loving this and are totally inspired and looking forward to spring and Easter crafting. Let me share with you how we're going to jazz up this $1 cross from the Dollar Tree. So from the Dollar Tree Crafter Square section, I bought this little wooden cross. I believe these were $1, but now they've been raised to $1.25. But I'm just going to take some chalk paint and simply chalk paint my cross white. It is already a wooden color, so this step is optional, but you can paint them whatever color you love. I'm really going to be going with a really pretty cottage kind of shabby chic Easter decor style for this year. So I'm going to do a lot of pastels, which I think is perfect for Easter. I did end up using 2 coats of chalk paint. So I like to use the Waverly chalk paint from Walmart and do a coat and then let it dry and then put another coat on. And then you guys can really get creative with the detailing that you want to do with this. I was recently at the thrift store and they had little bags sectioned out in their craft section with lace. So I had grabbed a couple of bags of lace lace, and I'm going to end up using that on this cross, which I thought made it look really pretty and just kind of romantic and whimsical. So I'm running a strip of lace down one side of my cross and then the same kind down the other side. And this lace just kind of happened to be the same width of my cross. So here's how it looks so far once I have that done. Now I wanted to possibly put a jewel on there. I love Natalie at totallydazzled.com for her little jewels. But then I decided I want to put a little bit more trim on, and this trim is just kind of detailed. If you guys go into Hobby Lobby, go to their sewing section and you can find all kinds of really pretty trim, and a lot of times they'll have a 40% off sale when it's time for bridal, which is going to be spring stuff. So you can find a lot of their bridal pretty ornate trim on sale. So that's just a little tip if you guys need trim. Also, don't forget to look in your thrift store crafting section, for some pretty trims as well. So once I had that done, I thought it was looking really pretty. Still wasn't for sure what the next detail was going to be, but I have this pretty trim that has like this little scallop Victorian piece that kind of comes down, so I decided to just go with that and leave it really clean and simple. You guys, I love Easter, and Jesus is definitely the reason for the season, and so I just wanted to celebrate that with this beautiful cross. It's so decorative, so pretty. And I'm going to share with you guys the hearts and the little tin and another DIY, but I hope you guys are loving this and are totally inspired and happy crafting. For this DIY, I want to create a really pretty little shabby romantic container. So from the Dollar Tree, I have one of their flower garden containers. They have these every season, and I've done so many different crafts with them. I'm going to take this pretty ballet pink. It's by Waverly chalk paint, and I have it in this little seasonings jar just to make it look really pretty. But I'm going to take and I am going to coat my little Dollar Tree tin with 2 coats of the ballet pink chalk paint. You guys could use really any color of paint that you love. I just want to make a storage container, honestly, you guys, for my remote controls. They're always in my living room. They're always scattered about, and I want to be doing kind of like a really pretty romantic shabby chic or Love Shack fancy inspired Easter this year. And so I'm going to be doing a lot of pastel, a lot of roses, kind of a throwback to what I originally started my YouTube and crafting journey on, with a lot of really pretty romantic colors. And also, if you guys aren't doing a lot of romantic and pastel colors, that's okay too. You could easily paint this black or brown or green or whatever color you might want to create a pretty storage container for. I did also end up painting the interior of this. That way it just looks pretty on the inside. I've also lined these with fabric, with moss, just all different kinds of things you guys can imagine I have done with these little Dollar Tree tins. It's so funny to think about how many years of crafting I have done with you guys on this YouTube channel. 6 years. So anyway, I'm going to take a little sponge and I just dabbed a little white paint on that, and I'm just going to rub that over the flowers and gardens part so you can see that, so it's not just flush with the pink, and that kind of gives it that little bit of shabby chic distressing. I'm not sure how much I'll be able to live with the pink. I usually like more neutral, but I think for Easter I love just digging my heels in with the pastels. The next thing I wanted to do was take this pretty little trim, and I'm going to hot glue the trim in and around the entire container. And I did find this trim at the thrift store. You guys can also check flea markets. You can check the crafting section at Walmart. They have it, Hobby Lobby, all that kind of fun stuff. Look for the trims at Hobby Lobby when they go 40% off, and you get some really good deals. And here is how my beautiful little container turned out. I think it looks so gorgeous and fabulous, and it's going to be so perfect for my Shabby Chic Love Shack Fancy inspired Easter decor that I'm going to be doing this year. I know that the romance and the romantic things are back, so here it is with all my remotes in it as well. Okay, Valentine's Day lovers, don't come for me, but I'm going to take these little Valentine's Day $1 plaques that I found at Dollar General, and I'm actually going to paint them. Oh, it's kind of hard to paint over them. They were so cute, and I did use them for my Valentine's Day decor this year, but Valentine's Day is almost over, and so I'm just going to go ahead and repurpose and reuse these because I bought too many of these, and I'm just going to paint them with 2 coats of my Waverly white chalk paint. I want to make them into a romantic, just cottage decor piece. So I really feel like you can get away with hearts all year long if you're like me and you love romantic decor. Next thing I'm going to do is take this pretty lace. It's just a pretty wide lace piece, and I'm going to simply cut 2 pieces and then hot glue that on top of the heart just to make a little romantic piece. You know, I think that we should always try to bring a semblance of romance into our lives. If you guys are like me, I love pretty dresses. I love romance. I love lace and flowers and all of those beautiful things. And sometimes I think it's easy to get out of the habit of decorating with those things, but I think it's so pretty to bring them back. I'm bringing some back into my home this year. I will eventually have a wedding coming up with my son and his girlfriend, Skylar. I'm super excited about that. That might be why I'm starting to think about hearts and bridal laces. And then eventually I will have grandchildren, and I'm really looking forward to, you know, having little girls and guys, you know, toys and pretties around, and, you know, making decor for their nurseries and the bridals and the baby showers. So I guess that's maybe why I'm feeling all that romance. Hopefully there's going to be a wedding this year for my son and his girlfriend, or coming up soon. I know he wants to finish graduating college, but anyway, I'm adding some more trims in and around the edge of my pretty heart, and I added one to the front. And then that's really, you know, going to be it for this heart. I'm not getting too crazy with it. You can get some beautiful Victorian appliques and really go crazy with these with the ruffles and that kind of fun thing. And I actually used to have an Etsy shop where I sold high-end Victorian decor, where I would put ruffles and bows and over-the-top lace and roses all over everything. And I had, you know, a specialty just group of clients that would buy my stuff almost immediately after I posted them. And I did that for years, and that's kind of how I got started at sharing my crafting journey. But anyway, feel free to add all the trims and baubles that you love. And here is how it turned out. I think it looks really pretty. I ended up making 2 of them, and I have one sitting next to my coffee spot in the morning where I love to drink my coffee. And just that reminder of romance. You know, God loves us, and we're called to love others. So having those hearts around me, the cross, it's just so sweet and so inspiring. And there's that cute little bridal book that I got just to be taking a look at bridal stuff. For this DIY, we are going to do a thrift flip on this cute little lamp that I found at the thrift store. I actually found 2 of these. They were matching. They were 2 lamps for $20, and I looked at them and I saw that the ornate detail was just going to be really pretty. They went perfectly in with my Christmas design, and I had that pretty little red ribbon tied around it. But for spring, I'm going to go in for it, and I'm going to paint it white, and I'm possibly going to go back in and distress it and maybe even change out the shade. I would love to find a pretty little romantic roses shade. But for all of you guys that like the more neutral or the darker decor, I'm so sorry, but I am painting this. The only reason I don't feel guilty about it is because I got them for so cheap, and I think it's going to be pretty for spring. I really want to do a shabby chic cottage look in my home for spring, and those are my roots. This is Olivia's romantic home, and I always decorated in a romantic style with tons of just beautiful roses and pastels and Victorian goodness. So I'm kind of going to throw back to that a little bit this next season. I hope you guys are ready for some romance. But if you like different types of decor or paint colors, please feel free to paint your lamps any color that you love. I love taking items that I already have and finding a new vision and using paint to do that with. So whatever color scheme you have in your home, whether it be farmhouse, modern farmhouse, Victorian, you know, coastal, traditional, whatever you guys love, go with that. You don't have to do what I'm doing, but these are just inspirations, you know, to give you guys some ideas. So here is how it turned out. What do you guys think about the shade stain on it? It's kind of an oatmeal color, which I think it looked fine. I don't know if I should add some pretty lace to the shade or what, but I do love just kind of the really pretty romantic colors. Now I am hosting a $100 Hobby Lobby gift card giveaway, so you guys don't want to miss out on that. What is your favorite pastel color? If you were to pick an Easter egg and you were sitting down and dyeing an Easter egg, what color would you drop your Easter egg into that little dye cup? Let me know. Mine is probably going to be pink, if you guys can't tell. And then here is that beautiful bridal dress. I got this at the thrift store. It was like $1 and I just couldn't help myself. I was like, oh, I know we're going to be wedding dress shopping soon for my son's girlfriend in the next year or so. So I'm getting in the mood already. Skylar, if you're watching this, I love you. And then my puppy dog, Benji Bear, of course, he is always wanting to be the star of the show, and he is my creative director. Here's all those roses, too, that I've been making out of coffee filters. Here's his little toy. It has a strawberry. It was a Valentine's Day toy that I got for him. And I threw it earlier and it accidentally landed in his water dish. So anyway, we love you guys so, so much. And we're going to say hi to all the puppy dogs and kitty cat fans out there. I know some of you guys have been posting pictures of your animals on the Facebook group page. It's Olivia's Romantic Home Facebook group page. And I just love seeing you guys' posts. So anyway, Benji Bear says, hello, Roof Roof. We love you guys so, so much. Thank you so much for being here. So thank you all so much for joining me on another fun and fabulous crafting and decorating adventure. Happy Valentine's Day, everyone. I want to hug all of your hearts so tight. I love you all so, 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 so much. Thank you for being along on this YouTube journey. And hey, if you guys love to craft and decorate on a budget, I have been on YouTube now for 6 seasons. Can you guys believe it? Go back and check out some of my playlists, binge watch some of my crafting and decorating videos, and I promise you, you guys will be in the mood to fluff up your home and make it fabulous, and I always do it in a budget-friendly way. So thank you guys again for being here. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on my Olivia's Romantic Home Facebook page where I share daily crafting inspiration with you guys. And I just want to remind you guys, be kind online. Always remember your words matter. So until our next video, be kind to yourselves, be kind to one another. And we'll talk to you guys very soon. Bye.